thank you for taking the time to watch this invaluable video. This is by far one of the most important aspects, I believe, in any type of life or management life that you have. Understanding the true meaning of time and approaching the time and this time management without anxiety. How do you do that? It's a difficult notion to grasp because it's both pervasive and ephemeral. It really is. In today's fast-paced world, as you can see it with all the phones and all technology, it might feel like time flies. And not only that, it causes often tension and concern and whether or not you're able to manage it properly. However, knowing the underlying meaning of time and mastering the management of that time, it may change the way that you approach every day. And this is about the chores or increasing productivity and the well-being of your life. What I've prepared here is, in this short video, 10 steps, which I'm going to elaborate on for you. And these 10 steps themselves are to understand and discuss how to accept the notion of time without causing anxiety, and so much so to emphasize the significance of planning and a job completion, but doing it at least with serenity or peace of mind. The true meaning of time is what? So time is a fundamental continuous journey from the past to the future. It's a limited resource, and it's measured in either seconds, minutes, hours, days, and those determine our lives and the accomplishments that we fulfill. It's interesting to know that in the English word, in English language, in the dictionary, the word time itself comes from the Latin word momentum. And it implies the relentless march, it says, of time in a life process. The relentless march of time, something that keeps on going. Interestingly enough, however, in the biblical Hebrew, the word moment is rega. Spelled in Hebrew, of course, but it means rega. And it stems from the word called raga, which is a state of calmness or rest. Isn't that interesting? Now, it's not that in Judaism time stops, because time doesn't stop for anyone, anywhere. And instead, however, of time itself, which is a sequence of stops, which is not, it's a life structure. In other words, you're not on the conveyor belt, and the conveyor belt like a time process. Rather, the conveyor belt is passing before you, delivering new moments and the rapid succession for you to enter and inhabit. Imagine that. That belt goes around. Not you going around this way or the other way, just speeding, but it goes around you and you decide to enter into the moment that you want and inhabit there for a while for what you want to do. To better understand the true significance of time, you have to realize that time has a dual nature. It's finite, but yet it's flexible. It's finite because we can't stretch it beyond the hours that's allocated. Not possible. However, if you manage it, it is variable and it is under your control. Accepting this dichotomy allows you to do more with time. And it could be thoughtful, efficient, and successful. A wise man once said that whether time is long or short is completely up to you. Sometimes many hours can pass in moments, and other times a few hours can seem to be like a very long time. So really, what is it? Time serves as a framework for our growth, for what we want to do, something to what we need to. It's for learning, for achievement. It helps us reflect on any given time for the past and prepare for the future, while we're enjoying, however, the current moments at any given time. But you see, if you view time as a tool for personal and professional development, this will help you, most likely, if you pay attention, to change your life and lift your focus from stress to opportunity. Time must be guarded. Every bit of time, every day that passes is not just a day, it's a life concern. Someone said that, I'm not sure who, but something that I've always heard and repeated myself in all the seminars that I teach. Every person is given and allotted a number of days for our lives. Our task in this world, while we're alive, is to optimize that time and constantly ask yourself, what does my divine mission and the world around me expect from me at this moment, right now? Interestingly enough, effective time management is also essential for minimizing anxiety and stress while maintaining a healthy existence. Here's what I'd like to discuss with you about how to manage your time without making it a cause for worry or anything else. 10 steps. Things that I've learned over the years with teaching hundreds and thousands of seminars over the last 3 decades and establishing hundreds, thousands of clinics throughout the country in 45 states. I've had the privilege and the success in my professional life to do so much for others, but not just for me. It's not something which I myself developed. Things that I've learned from all the people that I've met, from the successes that I've had, and the failures that I've gone through. And so there are 10 steps which I'd like to discuss, something which I'd like to share with you. Here's number 1. You must set realistic objective. You have to start by establishing attainable goals, objectives that are consistent with your beliefs and priorities. Then you have to break these goals into smaller ones, things that you can do, more chores that you can accomplish. And this way you'll prevent feeling overwhelmed. And setting those reasonable expectations should help you make consistent progress, and you'll avoid the stress which you shouldn't have. Here's number 2. Make a structured schedule. You can use calendars, planners today, or digital applications. All of this help you arrange your time. But you have to set defined times for work, for meetings, for breaks, for vacations, for time for the family. A set timetable will add clarity, and it will help you avoid last-minute rushing and procrastination, which so many of us, unfortunately, are due to. Here's number 3 on our list. Prioritize your tasks. Not all the tasks are created equally. You have to prioritize your projects according to their priority and the deadline, the due date. There's a concept called the Eisenhower matrix. I'm not sure if you've ever heard of that, but it's an effective tool to divide your work into urgent and vital category, and it allows you to focus on what is genuinely important to you and what you have to do. This Eisenhower matrix, you can go on the internet, look it up, pull it up, and it's something which I have worked with in the past. Today, I'm on a different level because I've learned to control myself in the time process. I've had tremendous amount of work that I've had to accomplish over the many years. And the way that I've developed my practice and the way that I've developed all of my management skills, you can imagine how many calls I receive per day when you have hundreds of clients throughout the country. So I've learned these things. This Eisenhower matrix could be a great tool for you. Here's number 4. You have to practice mindfulness. Practice mindfulness, and to use the skills of what that means. Look it up. Look it up and try to figure out what that means. Using mindfulness technique is you have to stay present and lessen right now. By the present, lessen your concern about the future. People use meditation, deep breathing, breaks that are thoughtful. You can use techniques, anything to help you maintain an attention and while managing your stress. I believe in prayers. I happen to be a religious man. I happen to be a strong believer and a faithful man of God. And therefore, in my case, I pray in the morning, I pray in the evening, and I pray at night before going to sleep. I will not start my day without those prayers. The morning one helps me focus on what's going to be during the day. The afternoon or evening one, the end of the day, helps me retrospect as to what I've done and keeps me balanced. And the one before going to sleep gives me a complete breakdown of what was and what could be tomorrow to make it better. Here's number 5 for my list. Set boundaries and manage your distractions. Today, with this little phone, which could be so detrimental, especially to a younger generation, you have to create boundaries to safeguard your time. You have to create a design workplace and switch it off, any of these notifications, and then arrange particular times to check the emails, social media, and all of this. Make it a specific time. I, for instance, only once per day do I check all of that. I take it about 20 minutes and I can cover it all in one shot. Otherwise, constantly looking, constantly forwarding, constantly, responding, you'll never get it done. Not only that, you become addicted to it. Here's number 6 on our list. Clearly embrace it, flexibility. Don't be so rigid. While having a defined strategy and knowing that it is crucial and critical to do that, you should be adaptive. Because things will happen, unexpected occurrence, and changes which will come, and they're unavoidable. Being adaptive, being adaptable, being that person that's flexible, it will help you manage your time and release some of the stress that you may have of trying to meet that due date. Here's number 7 on our list. The importance of organization. Now I'm going to admit something here to you, and that is that I am an OCD person. I am a crazy OCD person. Things have to be exactly in their place. So I've taken this way too far. That's my problem. But it helps me with organization, because organization is strongly connected to good time management, and it's vital. It decreases also your stress and increases productivity, because you know where everything is. Everything is organized. Everything is clean. Everything is proper. Look, everything in this desk here. This is how I live. My life is all like this. In my drawers, in my closet, things are lined up. Crazy living. But I want you to know this is who I am. That doesn't mean you have to become that way, but you need to at least organize everything that you've got so that it looks clean, it looks organized. It's interesting, when I visit clinics and I walk into the office of the doctor or sometimes the front desk, and I see sticky notes everywhere, piles of clutters and this and that, I already know that organization is lacking, and therefore there will be issues with staff meeting, production, protocols, system, implementation, developments. All of this will be chaotic. I already see that because it's facing right there. And here's number 8, which is connected to number 7, and that is decluttering your environment. It means living in a life of clutter-free and having a desk which is only with what you need. The things that you don't need, put them away. You'll need it later, put them away. And this encourages attention and productivity. It organizes not only just your physical area, but also your mind. And many things today can be put on digital ways. Many things. There's one of the little apps on Google Works, for instance, which is called Keep. You can rearrange your things that you've got. You can create little lists. It's easy. It's free. It's there. And everything that you need is right there, accessible. It will save you time. And it will also help you not wasting the time looking for things that you need, or the objects or the information. Often, sometimes we'll create on a pad some information. They'll take a pad, they'll write down the information. That information goes where? And then something else comes up and you want to write down that information as well. But if you use an app like Keep, and I'm not suggesting Keep is what you have to do. I use it, but you can use whatever one you want, so that you can keep your notes clear and you can manage that, then your desk stays clean and everything else in your mind follows through. Here's number 9 on our list, and that is to stay on top of activities and deadlines. And you have to use some kind of a tool, a to-do list, a project management software, or a time tracking application. These tools will help you keep organized, and they will guarantee that nothing will slip through the cracks. If you create a daily and a weekly routine, you'll simplify those tasks. Routines give you structure and consistency, and they'll allow you to better manage your time and duties and get you to where you need to be at a regular time, or at a time that you chose by yourself. A list that you can make. I created actually a tool which I have in my possession, which is called a calendar, time-bound calendar. Organizing what I want. You could do the same thing. If you want to have a column for time-sensitive issues, what the projects are going to be, what needs to be done. Once you know what you want and you create it, it fits what your needs are. Here's number 10 on our list. At times, you have to stop, reflect, and review what you've got. Periodically, you have to assess the success and reflect on your time management techniques. You have to evaluate what you work, what you've done, everything you've accomplished, and find the opportunities for improvement if needs to be. This reflection will allow you to adjust your approach and stay on target at any given time. Ultimately, basically, there are two ways to experience time. One, it can either be completely make you preoccupied with the past or the future, and you're not paying attention at all to the present. Oh my gosh, what happened before, and all those things that I remember. Oh, I've got to deal with all of that. Or, oh my goodness, what's going to happen tomorrow? How will I handle it? What will I do about it? That's one way to live, but it's not the right way. You can live completely in the present, and that's the second way. As if nothing else exists. Living in the past or in the future is often about either regret or inducing some kind of anxiety. Why would you do that? But living in the moment, on the other hand, it's grounding, it's calming. Living in the moment is not just a way to free yourself from the regrets or the past, or even the worries or the future by disconnecting. Or some people say, well, you're disconnected from reality. And, well, I don't think about it. No, that's not what it is. It's not mindlessness. It's conscious practice of mindfulness. Mindlessness means I don't want to know, I don't want to pay attention, I let it go, it's out of my mind. Because this way I can breathe, I can feel better about myself. No. Mindfulness, the conscientious practice of mindfulness, is to live in the moment and to be imminently aware and connected to the divine energy and the purpose unique to that moment. A great man once said, every moment brings with it a new and unique life force, emanating from the spiritual cosmos and leaving the energy of the previous moment to return to its source and carry up with it all the good deeds and the learning you've accomplished. Isn't that amazing? And what that means is that every single moment, once you've accomplished what you were supposed to accomplish, if you did, or maybe not, that moment goes back out somewhere in the stratosphere. And all the good deeds that you did get recorded. All the things that you did that weren't good also get recorded, but it's gone. It's finished. Once you shift your mindset from thinking about how quickly time is running out and focusing yourself on the exclusive opportunity which is embedded in every single moment, you'll discover that you're not helpless, that you're not just a victim, and you're not drowning in some raging water. No. Rather, you are a musician, and you're playing the song of your life, and you utilize the time as a divine and a source of power that can help you become better, greater, stronger, smarter, wiser, richer. You see, from this perspective, and this is similar to every single moment, and if you look at it, this is not part of a continuum, that conveyor belt that goes around. No. Each moment is an entirely new reality, and it is being created new for you right now. And because God, as I see it, doesn't create anything without purpose, and this has been known for those of you who believe, or the energy, whatever you want to call that, every moment has its own objective and opportunity. And that moment or that objective has never existed before and will never exist again. For instance, right now you're watching this video. This moment has never existed before, ever, ever. It's new in the whole existence of life, in the whole universe. 5 minutes from now, the 5 minutes that will come 5 minutes from now after you watch this video, it's just time that has never existed before. The past is gone. So you can't make your days longer, nor can you add additional hours to your nights, but you can maximize your usage of time by reading each segment as its own story, and the time of its own is the mosaic that you build together. And it's a world of its own, and you establish successful time management and parameters that you need to make your life better. When you devote a portion of your time, whether it's an hour a day or a minute or any time that you have that you think is proper and necessary, that time, if you devote that time to a task and you're totally invested in it, in what you're doing, and if there's nothing else in the world that matters, in this case, you will be made aware the difference between the things that are greater or lesser. It means that everything is not an end, it's a journey, it's a destination. And whatever you are involved in, you'll be fully invested and you'll live a successful life. Imagine this, even with a conversation, especially conversations today with our teenagers. It's hard to have a conversation with them. They're always on their machine. Imagine things that you can do. Thank God my wife and I have rules that when we get home, no phones. Dinner, no phones. We're in the car together, no phones. Absolutely not. Why? Time is precious. Why would I want to be on the phone when I'm next to my spouse? Why would I want to be on the phone when I'm speaking to a child who is my son or my daughter or my grandchild? Why? I don't need that. Focus. And do the same for everything. You have a meeting with another colleague or you have a meeting with one of your staff member, be there. Focus on that and make this time management the best that it can be, so that not only will you understand the true meaning of life and time, but you will approach that without any anxiety. I wish you all the best and God bless you, and I appreciate you taking the time.